Everybody say hi to Missy. All right, guys, I'm gonna go to the beach and we'll have a chat about this 50mm 1.2. This is definitely one of the happy places. Let's just find a spot to pull up and let's talk about this 50mm 1.2 G Master. Alright. Bit of protection from the wind. I'm in a little bit of a different place right now. I didn't feel like making a video in the studio. I'm trying to get back into the flow of things and get my channel back on track, like making videos more regularly rather than just kind of getting a little bit of motivation and then doing some and then bailing again on you guys. So hopefully from this point on, I'm going to be able to start making videos more regularly. I'm going to start off with something I've really been enjoying, which is the 50mm 1.2 G Master lens. You guys know I bought it, most of you guys that follow me anyway. I'm going to chuck up a whole bunch of samples I've taken with multiple weddings since I bought it a few months ago. I'm going to put some raw files in the description, so if you want to download those, you can play with them and see what they look like with my presets on them if you have them. If you want to check out my presets, there's a link in the description. Thanks for supporting the channel if you're already using them. Also, some other news, if you're interested in forward driving and overlanding and stuff like that, I have made a video on my second channel. If you guys want to check out the truck with the roof tent and all that kind of stuff on there, I'll also put a link to that in the description. Anyway, let's set the camera up and start talking about this 50. Right, here it is. So the 50mm 1.2 G Master. I hesitated quite a while to stop using this 55mm. I really have always loved it, and that hasn't changed. Obviously I haven't been able to sell it. I'm probably just gonna hold on to it because it's a great video lens, and if you want something small, it's amazing for that. Anyway, I did go ahead and pick up the 50mm 1.2 a few months ago, if you guys had seen my previous video. And I'd been going back and forth between getting the 50mm 1.4, the new GM one, or just keeping the 55, or going all out on the 51.2. In the end, I decided, because I'm a full-time professional, this is what I do for my job. It's the same as a builder buying a new saw. So I thought I may as well get the best one. It's not that much heavier. I think the 51.4 is like a really good middle ground, where it's definitely better quality than the 55mm. But to be fair, at this point in technology and what you can buy at the moment, I feel like anything is better than what you need. Even this 55mm 1.8, which is, I believe, one of the first lenses that Sony ever actually released for their mirrorless system. And I've had this one for years. Yeah, it's still an amazing lens. And like I said, anything you buy nowadays is going to be great. But this 1.2, it is definitely worth the money from my eyes. As a full-time wedding photographer, I see it so much in the photos. It's just a really, really unique lens. So first, let's talk about image quality. As far as image quality goes, this lens is just so good. Even wide open at 1.2, like I said, I'll put some raw files in the description. You guys can download them for yourself. And I've been shooting it pretty much at 1.2 because there's no reason not to, unless I need to get more in focus, obviously. But yeah, the sharpness at 1.2 and all through the range is just insane. It's sharper than you're ever going to need. Honestly, one of the main reasons I purchased the 1.2 was because I'd always had a really soft spot for the Canon 50mm 1.2 L series lens. It came out ages ago, and it was just one of those lenses that had a really unique look. And I actually have one at the studio. It's broken on a Sigma mount, so I could use it on this, but it won't focus anymore, even in manual. So I haven't been able to use it. But this lens, I'm classifying it in the same regard. It just has something unique about it. The depth of field is really crazy, and it just has really nice contrast and accurate colors. If you saw one of my other videos, I actually sold my Sigma 85, even though, in my opinion, it's a slightly better technical lens than the 85mm 1.4 from Sony, the G Master. But the reason I sold it was I was having issues with color accuracy compared to all my other G Master lenses. So now everything I have is G Master 24, 35, 50, 85, and the colors are all exactly the same, and the 50 is no exception. It's really, really nice and color accurate. In terms of build quality, there's not really anything to talk about. It's the same as any other new G Master lens. It's weather sealed, it's built really well. I've never had any issues with anything failing on any of my G Master lenses. Even the 24, which I've had since day one, you know, like since it came out, it's beaten up to hell and it's still really great. So it's just, call it build quality is amazing. Now, talking about autofocus with the 51.2, it's lightning fast. Even with, you would think a big lens like this with a big aperture is going to be a little bit slow, but it's basically instant. If I focus here on the sand and then go to the trees in the background, it's just like, there's no delay. It's very, very fast. And same with video autofocus. Obviously it's silent, there's no noises or anything like that, and it's very, very smooth to focus. One thing I've noticed, and I didn't really intend on it happening, I didn't plan on using the lens like this, but now that I'm back on 24-50 as my main combo, I'm using that for everything, like getting ready. I'm even using it for the ceremony a lot of the times, if it's a smaller ceremony, because I do just prefer the look of it over my 85 1.4. Obviously, if it's a really large ceremony and I've got to be further back, I'll use the 85, but you know, even just cropping in on this one, because it's so sharp, I can easily do a 24-50 combo for an entire wedding. And because I don't like the look of 24 in vertical orientation or portrait orientation, I've found that I've just natively had my 24 on my right hip and my 50 on the left, and I'm using my 24 for landscape images, and if I want to do any portrait shots, I just jump to the 50. So this has really become my vertical, you know, portrait orientation camera, and my 24 is my landscape one. And because of that, I never really used to shoot portrait orientation a lot. I can't tell you why, other than I just didn't like it, to the point where I would actually tell my second shooters not to do it if possible, unless there was an actual good reason for it. But now I'm shooting portrait orientation a lot because I really like how this lens looks for like a half body up shot or even a full body shot. The full body shots at 1.2 on this kind of look a little bit medium format-ish. Not really medium format, but you get the point. It's just that look that you really look for with a lens like this. Similar to what the 35 1.2 Sigma lens has. It just is a unique look. And it might not be for everybody, but if you want that really nice separation, even on a full body shot with, you know, room all around, this is going to be a really great one. And it's still kind of environmental because it's not as tight as the 85. With the 85mm, I find that it's a really nice flattering lens, especially for portraits and things like that, but you can't see what's going on around you. I could take a shot of the camera here and you might be able to tell there's like sand and some trees in the background, but you're not going to be able to see much else of what's going on unless you're way further back. Honestly, guys, 24-50 is my favorite combo, and I'm stoked to be back on it. I've already made a video on that specific combo, so you can check that out if you want. I'm not going to bang on about that. So should you buy the 51.2? Honestly, in my mind, the only reason to buy the 51.2 is if you want that unique look that just looks a little bit different and stands out a little bit more than all the other 50mm lenses in its range. It just does look different, but you don't feel like you need to buy this lens because you want the sharpest or you want, you know, anything else. It's just, if you want a unique look, the 51.2 is where it's at. If you just want a really solid 50mm and 1.8's not quite enough for you, then the 1.4 is fantastic. And honestly, even this 55mm 1.8 that I haven't managed to bring myself to sell yet is, it's really great. It's a really sharp lens and it's tiny. Its focus is very fast. It's also silent. You know, you can't really go wrong with either of them. But if you want the unique look and you've got the money to spend on the 1.2 and you don't really care about the size, I wouldn't call it a heavy lens, but it's certainly not a small 50. So yeah, I guess if you've got the money and you want that unique look, buy it. It's great. I can't say anything else other than that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The next video I'm going to be making is on the A7IV III, which I've been working on for a while. I shot a bunch of weddings with the A7IV III, and I have some pretty big thoughts on it. It's an amazing camera, so watch out for that this week or next week. That's about all I'm going to promise. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Check my presets out in the description, and thanks for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.